Good morning and welcome back to our show. We've got a naming survey going around right now. So by the end of this week, that's tomorrow, we're going to have a name for the show. Anyway, good morning and welcome to day 2 of our part 2 of happiness hacks. Yesterday we talked about happiness hacks. Our friend Alex Palmer did the research so we didn't have to, and put a bunch of fun, sciencey, interesting information about happiness together in one little book. So I'm kind of reviewing this book, or at least pulling out what I consider the weird, the wonderful, the fantastic ideas to help bring happiness tips and tricks to your morning. So we're going to jump right in with day 2 of our happiness hacks. So happiness and health. You know, there is an unequivocal connection. Oh, hold on a second here as I say this, because I really have to get better at this, right? No excuse, no, I'm not new anymore. Good morning, Debbie. Thanks for watching. Okay, so we know there's a connection between eating healthy and being happy. I mean, right, that's just known. It helps you live longer, it improves your emotional state. Actually, your emotional health is definitely impacted by your physical health. Happy people have lower heart rates, stronger immune systems, live an average of 10 years longer than unhappy people, and that's based on multiple studies, right? A rush of positive emotions has been known to reduce pain, reduce headaches. So, right, no question about that. But the plenty of studies have demonstrated the connection between exercise, lost my place. So eat healthy, but exercise. Plenty of studies have demonstrated the connection between exercise and an improved mood, reduced stress, more happiness. I talk about all the time. You want to be happier, exercise. It releases endorphins. You'll feel better. But how much exercise do you need to feel better? Well, in one study, after just 10 minutes of decent exercise, right, feelings of confusion, fatigue, and negative mood all improved. 10 minutes. Now, after 20 minutes, only more confusion improved, and after 30 minutes, no additional benefits. So you don't just keep getting happier the more you exercise. So just 10 minutes. Everybody got 10 minutes, right? Some studies even say 7 minutes is the magical number. Will lift your mood. Maybe you want to do a few more minutes if you're a little confused. However, they did say that the more intense your workout, the more physical and challenging your physical workout is. Direct correlation with more happiness. More intense exercise equals more intense happiness. Who knew? All right, getting older. Forget your midlife crisis. We get happier as we get older. It's a fact. It's proving it true in my life, in the life of my friends as we get older. But studies also confirm this. Younger people focus on negative information. Older folks put a greater weight on the positive memories and emotions in their life. In a pair of studies at Stanford University, in a study where they grouped people by ages, participants were asked to review positive and negative images, and they reported that the older brains, they did brain scans, activated much more brain activity when they were reviewing positive images than negative ones, and more images than younger people when they viewed positive images. So, yay getting older, right? You get older as you get happier. If you're young, just wait, it gets better. If you're older, we're enjoying it, right? So back to eating healthy. I guess I got these out of order. In an Australian study of over, Arjan, good morning. In an Australian study of over 12,000 people found this is fun, a strong correlation between eating fruits and vegetables and happiness and life satisfaction. Right? And by the way, bananas and broccoli scored especially high. Getting happier every day to be alive. That's right, like getting old is awesome, right? Anyway, bananas and broccoli scored very high. In Spain, they did a study with over 4,000 participants, and they followed them for 3 years and found nuts. Nuts added to your diet alleviates depression and increases your mood. In this study of over 4,000 participants, over 3 years, they found that the group that they had A diet group, a diet with nuts, and a control group. The diet group with nuts, Mediterranean diet, by the way, experienced less depression and more happiness than the group that had no nuts in their diet. Eat some nuts. Eating chocolate. Now, the truth is, there's a little bit of evidence that says eating dark chocolate makes us happy, but it's not that strong. But a study at Gettysburg College found that eating chocolate mindfully, eating anything delicious that you love mindfully, and this means deliberately and slowly savoring every single bite, can make you happier. So don't feel guilty for eating your favorite foods. Just make sure you're enjoying them. Eat them slowly and really make sure you're taking the time to appreciate that tiny little bite of happiness every day. All right, now we're on to the big one. Ready? Sleeping. The benefits of good and regular sleep are apparent. More and more studies are telling us this. The consequences of not getting enough sleep correlated with not getting enough rest are wide-ranging. And speaking of wide-ranging, a wide range of studies found sleep difficulties related to nearly all mood disorders. I'll say that again. Sleep difficulties related to nearly all mood disorders. I saw a quote, it said, happiness is a good night's sleep, period. Right? Being tired puts you in a bad mood. We all know it. We need REM. We need rapid eye movement sleep. And that stage of sleep is such a large part of our emotional regulation. Did you know that while you're sleeping, your brain is recalibrating your emotions? It's processing kind of the events of the day. You're creating memories. I imagine my little helper up there putting things into filing cabinets and keeping the store clean, right? Making sure everything's in order every night. And that's the benefit of sleeping, because you like I said, you recalibrate every night. And if you're not getting that sleep, if our sleep has huge benefits to our emotional state, then we know that we're getting huge deficits when we're not getting that sleep. Data from, good morning, Sarah. We are having a crowd this morning. This is so fun. So fun. Now, data from over 1 million men and women aged 30 to 102 at the Scripps Clinic Sleep Center in San Diego found that those sleeping 7 hours a night had the best rate of survival. So this is a long-term study, and they're talking about longevity and health, right? Those who did 7. Now they found that those who slept less than 6 or more than 8 hours experienced significantly increased mortality hazards. Okay, so they're putting all their eggs in longevity, but you know, the downhill from that is health and happiness, right? The risk increased by more than 15% for those sleeping less than 4.5 hours or more than 8.5 hours. So we're shooting for a 7-hour a night sleep. I'll just say personally, I'm an excellent sleeper. I love to sleep. We're going to have a whole show on sleeping. It's so important. I've decided I will do an entire the whole ball of wax all about sleeping because it's so important. But for right now, turn off the blue light. Relax at night. Get you a bedtime routine. Make sure your bed is... Invest money in good sheets. You're in your bed every single night. Invest in good sheets and a comfortable bed and love your bed. I find the secret to sleeping is to love your bed. Look forward to sleeping. Like anything, what we anticipate is what we find, right? So if you say, I can't sleep at night, I have trouble sleeping, I never sleep well, you don't. But if you start saying to yourself, I love sleeping, I can't wait to go to sleep tonight. See if that makes a difference. Okay, I'm veering off into the new show, right? Okay, here's another one. The cure for the common cold may just be a good mood, right? We know that positive emotions help our health, and positive emotions can actually fight your cold, proved in a study. I promise no more details about the study. We're done with that. But this study proved that a good mood shortens the cycle of your cold and reduces the symptoms. Now, it's really hard to stay positive when you don't feel good, right? that's the challenge. But I know for myself, I try to keep a happy talk going on. I'm going to wake up feeling better in the morning. I am going to take this nap, and when I wake up, I'm going to feel great. I don't feel that badly. I can do this. Or I'm starting to feel a little badly, but I'm going to feel better tomorrow, so I'm going to rest now to make sure I do. Keep your happy talk positive when you don't feel well, and see if it helps you get to feeling well. Okay, and our is this the last conversation? And now we're going to talk happiness and technology. We're all using it. We're using it right now. So we got technology in our lives. It's here to stay. And as much as we all dream of going away to the little cabin in the woods and, you know, getting off the grid, cutting off all the social contact, that's not our lives, is it? Maybe our vacation, but not our lives. So in yesterday's happiness hacks, we heard that the internet is a negative, right? It is negative for happiness. But the good news here is not all internet use is created equal. So it's not always bad for you. Good news. I'm sorry, I'm really loving my coffee this morning. Really loving my coffee. All right, so here's how this works. If you are using the internet for coping, if you're trying to feel close to others, to find information on topics that you don't feel comfortable talking about with other people, if you're looking for distractions, those people were more likely to report depression and social anxiety, less family cohesion, right? Now, those who are involved would use the internet for more like connecting with friends, communicating with others. They reported a happier, good mood and a higher family cohesion. Now, just let's remember though, hours of screen time can't compare with in-person connections, right? Even using the internet for connections is still not as good as actual interpersonal interaction. And you know, we got to be aware of internet addiction. Did you know that you can get addicted to your happiness, to your Facebook likes, to your Twitter responses? Yep. Every time you get a like and you see that, or someone comments, you get a little charge of dopamine. We get a little happiness. Kind of like a little drug, right? And you know how that works. We get it, we want more, and the next thing you know, you're checking Facebook every 5 minutes to see if anybody liked your last post. We all do it. Don't pretend you don't. It can be addictive, so be aware. Just be aware. Your life is far too important to spend your time hanging on likes, right? And stop apologizing for not responding right away. Someone sends you an email and you don't respond for 3 hours and you're like, I'm sorry I had a delay in getting back to you. That's crap. Come on. Just because we are all available to everyone every day, just because we're in this new paradigm where we all are so connected, you're almost too available, you are not obligated to answer or respond immediately as it finds you. That's the point of having the phone, right? Of having the text, is to answer it in your convenience. So stop apologizing when the message, if you don't answer right when the message arrives. My kids drives my kids crazy because I live by this. All right, and then texting. Oh, the world of texting. I barely talk to anyone on the phone anymore because we all text all the time. So let's learn a little bit about texting. Turns out couples that use texting to send messages and messages that are expressions of affection, that was associated with higher levels of attachment, right? That was actually a booster for your relationship and for your happiness. But other forms of texting tend to lower our satisfaction with the relationship. So, you know, hi boo, how you doing? Just thinking about you. All good. Now, here's another little thing. This is a study about students, but it can relate to you. Just correlate the same ideas to your work habits, right? Texting kills your GPA. Study found cell phone use and texting negatively correlated with student grades. The more they text, the lower the grades. That's duh, right? You're busy texting, not studying. Obviously, that's what's going on. But they found high texters less happy, more anxiety. Put the phone down. Talk to your friends in person. And social media. right? Sometimes social media can be depressive. One of the reasons Twitter, Instagram, Facebook can cause unhappiness is because we're always comparing ourselves to what we see, right? You're comparing your actual real life to someone's commercial about their life. You know how it happens. You just had a great lunch. You're feeling great about yourself. You had great lunch with a friend. You're like, we're so cool. You're going to snap a selfie, and you look on Facebook and you see your friend is in a Caribbean vacation. Always something better. Always somebody going to have something fantastic going on in their life. So these upwards comparisons push your mood downward. They're no good. Stop. Stop, stop, stop. And by the way, these negative comparative studies, this isn't about the internet. These have been done since the 50s of people, the negative impacts of comparing ourselves to others. The only person you need to compare yourself to is your best version of yourself. The antidote to comparison is gratitude, right? Gratitude for all you have, for the thing you were happy about before you saw your friend's Caribbean vacation post, right? Happy for what your friends have. Happy for your friends. Abundance and good news and good health and good vibes. They are not finite. They're not, if someone else has it, they're taking it away from you. It's exponential. You can exponentially grow it by sharing it, by celebrating together. So celebrate your friends' good fortune and their fantastic posts. But don't for a minute think that they don't have the moments you're having behind the scenes. Everybody's living life. Take a moment. And stop liking your friends' posts. By the way, it does nothing at all for your connection or for your good mood. Liking a post does nothing. But writing or reading a comment from a friend. Happiness, love, connection. So take a moment and write something personal. It'll make you both smile. And okay, here we go. Video games. You might not like video games. My children were addicted to video games growing up, and I thought they were a scourge. But studies prove that video games make us happy. Read a study that said that video games, that happiness has 4 chemicals, right? And video games, if they're done well, touch all 4 of those chemical reactions of happiness. So, feeling down? Play a little Mario Brothers. It's a mood lifter. Snap a selfie. You know, we get a little jolt of that joy when we take our picture. I mean, you can't go around snapping your picture all the time, but people reported that as they took selfies, they started getting, they felt like their smiles got more natural. They started getting more comfortable with their own images. There's some happiness that comes from snapping pictures of people and things you love, because usually when we're taking a snappy, it's not, ooh, it's yay. So you're taking a picture of a happy moment, and then sending those pictures to other people. Here's me and my happiness. Sending them to you. Connection. Again, everybody smiles. And so finally, as we talk technology, we've got more radio, less TV. The effects of watching TV are very different than the effects of listening to the radio or reading a newspaper. And TV correlates negatively with happiness. The more you watch, the less happy you are. That's a fact. And you don't get those same correlations with radio. So get you a podcast. Read the newspaper. Find a magazine you love. Spend some time investing in happiness by doing things that you know can bring a little happiness to you. And one thing about TV watching, though, on a final note, we'll say TV watching can, when couples watch TV together, that can actually strengthen their relationship. That can actually lift their happiness level and creates a stronger connection, and it actually can be a substitute for shared social circles. If you and your spouse or your significant others maybe don't get out as often or don't run in the same social circles or don't do the same things, watching TV together can help you have that same social bond. Who knew? So happiness hacks for today, and we're going to go to the quote board where we got a couple of good happiness quotes today. Happiness consists in getting enough sleep. Just that, nothing more. Like I said, we're going to talk sleep some more. We tend to forget that happiness doesn't come as a result of getting something. We don't I'm going to start over. We tend to forget that happiness doesn't come as a result of getting something. We don't. Okay, I'm trying one more time. We tend to forget that happiness doesn't come as a result of getting something we don't have, but rather of recognizing and appreciating what we do have. Oh, that was a long way to get that one right. This is my favorite. Happiness is the new rich. Inner peace is the new success. Health is the new wealth. Kindness is the new cool. Live by that. Happiness is a quiet bench with just you and the sunset. Happiness is the highest form of health, says the Dalai Lama. And finally, happiness is nothing more than good health and a bad memory. Love that. All right, my friends, that's the story today. Tomorrow we announce the name of the show and we get more official. We'll be getting more exciting and moving to YouTube, although I'll still be here on Facebook Live. Lots of plans for the future. Anyway, love to hear from you. What would you like for me to talk about? What are you interested in learning about? Which of the topics do you really love and think about, and which are you just like, meh? I'd love to know. But until tomorrow, make it a happy day.